Hello everyone and welcome to Dragon Wing Diamonds. Before we get started, I'm going to do my disclaimer first. Woo! I actually remembered. So, you might hear some clicking, some crazy clicking, occasional swear word, what have you, because my boyfriend is playing video games behind me. So, if you hear any clicking, that's all it is. So, we are currently still working on Once Upon December, but I am on the last little final section here, almost done with it. I'm so excited. This one has been a blast to work on, and it's just been absolutely beautiful. There's so many ABs in it, but I'll save all that for the post review when I decide to post that as well. As you can see, there's some new accessories here. I do have an unboxing video, but I am just waiting for a couple more things to arrive before I actually post it, because I have a couple more products that I'm waiting on right now. But this tray is from JH Envision Labs. It's a 3D printed tray, and I'm absolutely in love with it already. Of course, we have my beautiful pen from Monarch Designs YEG, which, fun fact, I found out while watching an unboxing by Bev B. She got a Monarch Designs pen, and the reason why they use YEG is because that is the name of I think she said the airport out in Alberta, Canada, which I did not know. I did see a couple companies have this YEG, and I was very curious, so I'm thankful for that knowledge that she gave us. That was pretty cool to learn. But yeah, still using the pen, it's my favorite. And then of course the wax is brand new. Right now I currently have the super sticky patty wax in there, but I also did get this mango sorbet, and I'm not gonna lie. Last night my boyfriend looked over at me and I was literally just sniffing this because it smells so good. Patty Wax does a great job with their wax. I've been enjoying using them, especially the super sticky. I think that's been working the best for me. And then, of course, my multiplacer just still has the pink Diamond Art Club wax in it. So, I think, so that's everything for that. We'll just pick a color and we'll get going here. Let's just start with the black. I love having a tray that things aren't going to fall out, like trays. Oh my gosh, it's been a day. Drills aren't gonna fall out. Like, this is awesome to have finally. Like, I'm so excited. I love my tray. So yeah. Gonna start this WIP and chat off with another thank you over to Laura over at Anxiety Art Adventures. She did throw me another shout out on one of her recent videos. So thank you again, Laura, for that, and everybody who came over to support my channel. Welcome and thank you so much. I am just so overjoyed to have you here. So my past week, it was pretty quiet. We didn't really do much. I mean, it was quiet, but it wasn't quiet at the same time, if that makes sense. For those who may not know, I do have two stepsons, Alex, who is 9, and Drake, who is 5. And they spend every other week with their mother, and then we get them the other weeks. So last week was our off week with the boys, so they were with their mom. Actually, they were up at the Thousand Islands with their grandparents, having a little vacation there. We actually didn't get them back until middle of the day Monday, I think it was. Yeah, because it was when my boyfriend, he picked him up when he was on his way home from the office. Because right now he does a hybrid schedule, half in the office, half not in the office. So, yeah, when we don't have the boys, it's more of a quiet week, but like I said, a lot happened. So for those who may not know, I am currently working on going back to school, and I'm going to be working part-time, and that's kind of been what I've been focusing on the last couple months. I've been out of work since May. Yeah. It's been so long now. So it's going to feel good to get back to a working schedule. Like, I'm looking forward to having that routine back in my life. And then on top of it with school too, I'm really looking forward to that. So I got an email from my boss. So the position that I'm working at, it's a part-time position, but I'm going back to work at an old job of mine. And of course, my previous boss said that she would take me back, no questions asked at all. Like, she is excited, super excited to have me back. She's making me laugh with the text messages and the emails. So, um, so yeah, she's been emailing me with status updates and stuff. And so the latest update was I had just gotten my application submitted, because basically we had to go through like the steps. I had to submit my application through the website for the company, and then HR had to, of course, do the approval thing, or yeah, I don't know. I basically like submit the application, her telling HR, yes, I choose this person, I want to hire them, and then they contacted me looking for more information from there. So yeah, we got that all figured out, and then I got an email from my boss saying, okay, so this is the position, this is how much you'll be making, this is how many hours. It's only going to be 20 hours a week, which will be nice with the school schedule, so I'm not going to completely overwhelm myself. And so she sends me the email, and I'm laughing pretty hard because she's like, okay, so there's the job, blah, 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 do you accept the position? And she types, fingers crossed. So I message or email her back, and I say, I'm really gonna have to think about this one. This is a hard decision. And then of course, I did the like some dots, and I'm like, of course I accept. And then she sends me back. She goes, oh phew, I was sweating. So it was a hilarious back and forth. And then I told, because I had a group chat going with a couple of my friends, and I told them, I'm like, oh, I'm so excited that I'm just accepted my job, and so I'll be back to work soon. And like I was telling her the interaction, and I forgot that I hadn't told her that I had what I planned here. Like, I didn't tell her anything that was happening here, so I was just like, she was so confused. She's like, how are you that close with your boss already? I'm like, oh no, I'm going back to work for this company. She's like, oh, that makes a lot more sense. I'm like, yeah, sorry, I forgot to tell you. It's just, I forget who I tell things to and who I don't. Like, yeah, it's hard to remember sometimes. Okay, moving the tray over here for a little bit ease. There we go. So yeah, I officially accepted my job, and then I got my start date, so I go back to work on August 16th, which is perfect, because it's like right after our crazy week, so I'm looking forward to getting myself back to work. It'll feel good. And I actually did enjoy that old job, just at the time, they weren't paying a lot of money, and I was tired of financially struggling all the time. So that's what actually pushed me to leave the job in the first place. So like, and now, like, since I left, they went through like this whole pay scaling thing. Like they went through this whole entire thing with HR, like them realizing that they weren't paying our peeps enough, because like what the job that I'm going to be doing, I'm going to be working in a hospital, and I'm going to be working in the specimen lab. Basically, my job's kind of like a go-between getting your blood drawn and getting the testing done on it. So my job primarily is to make sure that the samples are labeled correctly, and B, making sure all the correct tests are ordered on the blood work. So we have to go through and make sure everything that the doctor is requesting is there. And then the third part of our job, I know I did A, B, and 3. Oops, got stuck. Third part of our job is making sure that they get off to the correct department for testing. So, you got chemistry, hematology, microbiology, all that fun stuff. So our job is like, it's a very important job, but it's very like, for the longest time, they looked down on it a lot. Like, oh no, it's just an entry-level position. They don't need to get paid a lot. But it's like, we're doing important work. Like, I'm literally handling, like, in the hospital that I work at, in my location, is the biggest cancer hospital around. Like, it, we handle so much, like, sensitive samples, spinal fluids, stuff like that. And like they were trying to pay us so little and it was ridiculous. Like to the point that I moved on to my next position and I ended up with like a $4 raise. Like that's how little they were paying us there. So I'm really glad that they went through and reworked the pay scaling because honestly it was just bad. And they knew it was bad because they were dropping people left and right. So yeah, there's my little rant on that. So thankfully, you know, I'm looking forward to going back to work. I'm looking forward to working with some of the people that I used to. I know a good chunk of them are still there. I'm not sure if they know I'm coming back yet. I'm not sure like how much my supervisor has gone and told people, but from the way she's been like doing the emails back and forth, I feel like she went to the other supervisors and went, haha, look who I got back. I got Mackenzie, haha. Which I would totally laugh if she did that. I'm pretty sure my old boss, like, cause I'm gonna be working evenings and started, like, I used to work days there, now I'm gonna be working evenings. I'm pretty sure the boss on days is gonna be like, so, why didn't you want to come back on my shift? Be like, I'm sorry, I'm doing school. Oh yeah, and that leads into my next update. So I got an email the other day, and filming this on Tuesday to be posted on Wednesday, but I do have a meeting with my college advisor on Wednesday. So I am looking so forward to that. We're going to get a plan set for my schooling and stuff like that. I'm going to get this all figured out. And then once that's all said and done, I can shake my boyfriend's mom down for the best teachers, which it happens to work out because I think we're going over there for dinner tomorrow night. So perfect timing for all that. But I am just so excited that I'm going back to school. I'm so excited I get to pursue the thing that I want to do. Like like for the longest time, I wanted to be a writer, but it's a hard career to get into. Excuse me. And I didn't know, like, that's hard when you're a high school kid about to go into college and you're trying to decide what you have to do for your future. And, at that age, I was barely equipped to decide which college I wanted to go to. Like, I was not prepared for being able to figure out what I want to do for the rest of my life right then and there. Which is kind of why I don't like how schools kind of push that right now. Like, I feel bad for all these high school seniors who are expected to walk out of high school knowing what they want to do for the rest of their lives. And honestly, my kids, I'm just going to let them know it's okay if you don't know. It's completely fine. Like, if you want to take time off to figure out who you are, that's perfectly fine. Because honestly, I wish that's what I did back in the day. Instead of rushing into college, and then having this useless degree with a couple of, my student loans aren't nearly as bad as a lot of people's are, but I still have student loans for my college years. And I don't know, it's like, why am I paying this money for a degree that I'm not even using? It's just, I don't know. It's just kind of ridiculous. But now at least I can go forward and get a degree I want, something I'm going to be happy with, and then find a job in that field. And I'm glad. I'm so glad that everything is working out the way it is. Like, we haven't had any hiccups yet, knock on wood, of course. But I don't know, just things are going so well. And then it was funny because talking to the kids about me going back to school, first off, it's just like mind-boggling to them that I would even want to go back to Alex is mind-boggling. Drake actually still likes school right now, and hopefully that stays that way. But Alex, oops, that was way off. Oh my gosh. Nobody saw that, right? Don't tell anybody. But yeah, Alex, he does not like school at all. And so he's just like, D. I'm struggling with my multiplacing apparently. Um, yeah, he hates school. Like, and it's all the blame of a teacher because, you know, he had one bad teacher that made things a little bit more difficult for him, and now he just hates school. And it's frustrating. So he's seeing me here talking about being excited to go back to school, and he's just confused. Like, he's like, why would you like something? Like, why are you excited about this? And it's just like, yeah. And like we were explaining to him, like, okay, this is what I have to do still for school because I have to pick my classes and then get my textbooks and stuff like that. And then Alex goes, and how are you getting to school? I just looked at him, I'm like, well, I'm gonna drive there. I mean, just because you don't see me drive doesn't mean I don't know how to do it. And he's like, no, I know, but your car's dead. Mind you, yes, my car is dead right now because I have been bad. And once I moved in with my boyfriend, I stopped driving on it, and yeah, it's just bad. But it's gonna be okay because I'm gonna get it fixed and then I'm gonna sell it. That's the plan. So yeah, but he's just like, but your car's dead. You can't drive it. I'm like, well, I don't need my car anyways. And we were like explaining to him, like, I mean, I know this is probably lost on them because, you know, they're kids, but we were saying like, well, Dad only has to go into the office 2 days a week, and the rest of the week he's home, and then I don't start work until 6 p.m. well after dinner time, after he's done with work and everything like that too. And we don't need 2 cars. Like, we've very much proven that we really don't need 2 cars. And so we're like, so I was telling him, I'm like, yeah, so we're gonna sell my car, and then we're just gonna use Dad's car. And he's just like, oh, okay. But yeah. And then, of course, my boyfriend, being the smart one that he is, he goes, yeah, they don't have a bus to take you to college. I'm like, really? Like, I wouldn't take the bus anyways. I'd rather drive. Even back in high school and middle school, I walked to school. I did not take a bus. I hated riding the bus. Because I literally lived, like, what was it? Like, maybe a 5-minute walk from the middle school and like a half an hour walk from the high school. And if I rode the bus, that would have been much longer for me to get home. So it was just easier that way. So I walked home every day. But yeah, these kids, they're just mind boggled on everything right now with college, like my college and stuff like that. So yeah, the boys were up at 1,000 Islands last week, and so we didn't get them back about until midday on Monday it was. And so we get them back, and like, I don't talk about this subject very often because I don't want to cause any conflict or anything, but I'm just gonna throw a little PSA out there. If you are in a situation where you are divorced with kids, under no circumstance should you tell your child to lie to the other parent. Like, so I've mentioned it before, but I do have new viewers, so just in case you haven't seen my other WIP chats, Alex is it's a struggle to get him to read right now. Because he does not like sitting down with a book. Like, he just it's a nightmare getting him to do anything English wise. So, you know, of course, being the child, where'd that go? Found it. Being the 9-year-old that he is, what the heck happened? Okay, he is obsessed with Fortnite. And I don't know if you guys know about this, but Fortnite has a subscription service called Fortnite Crew. And so Alex, well, school was still going on. We had a chore list for him, you know, typical stuff, make your bed. He has to have vacuuming put on there, so we have him vacuuming once a week. Well, we are supposed to, but that hasn't happened in a while. Because we just keep forgetting about it ourselves. Like, nah, that's not on him. That's on us. Keeping the downstairs clean because they tend to throw the couch pillows all over the room and blankets scattered everywhere and everything. So, like, basic kid chores, and of course, letting his little brother sleep in because Alex was very bad about waking up in the morning, not wanting to be downstairs by himself, so he would just wake his brother up. And of course, his brother wants more sleep than he does. So Alex would get up at like 6 o'clock in the morning and then wake up Drake, and then they go downstairs and start playing video games. And it's like, no. Well, first off, they're not supposed to leave their room until, was it 7, I think? Like, we put that rule in place because we're like, we don't want you just waking up early just to play video games, because that we don't, no. Absolutely not. And especially, I hate being woken up in the morning. Like, I am not a morning person. So, yeah. So, yeah. I mean, so we put that on a short list as well because, it was becoming a problem because then Drake was waking up early and then he was being grumpy with us and yelling and not listening. Getting upset over the littlest things. Like, you couldn't put a sock on. I can't do it. Like, I know. Just drama. Just drama with a 5-year-old. So yeah, we made Alex make sure to stop doing that. So he was doing all that to earn Fortnite Crew. And then another part of that, of course, was doing his schoolwork because it never failed. And he's a slick little guy, let me tell you. Very slick. It would be a school day. It would come up to the point where his teacher was going to have them do a writing assignment. And then for a while there, it was, oh, I don't feel good. I need to go to the nurse and lie down. And so that was his motive for a while. But now he is like, he's pulling the guidance counselor. Like, when writing time comes around, suddenly he misses mommy and daddy and he's got to go down to the guidance counselor. And we caught on to him. Like, he's a clever little guy, but dude, I am from a divorced family. I tried pulling all the tricks that he's pulling. It's not gonna work. So we figured that out and we had to curb that quick. So we're like, look, because at first Fortnite Crew was like, okay, you do your chores, you earn it. But then we started having trouble with him in school. So it was like, okay, well, it's like, well, now we're going to throw your schoolwork. Like, you have to make sure to get your schoolwork done on top of doing your chores, and then you'll get Fortnite Crew. And, we kind of gave up after a few months because, like, he kept losing it. Like, he lost it for, like, 2 or 3 months in a row. We're just like, okay, clearly you don't care about earning this, so we're done with this now. And so with summer, we're like, okay, we got new opportunities here. Hopefully we can make it so that he can earn it again. Make sure we're still good here. Yep, okay. So we're like, okay, once again, just do your chores. He's been pretty good. Like, he's been keeping up with his chores very well. And we're currently trying to get them both in the habit of asking to be excused when they leave the table. Drake was picked up on it really quick. Alex still forgets once in a while, but he's doing a lot better with it, especially now that I make him come back to the table when he forgets and sit back down and ask, because it's the best way to make him remember it. Repetition. So. Oh yeah, so yeah, we gave him a second chance for Fortnite Crew. And all he had to do, legit, I mean, at first we changed things around a little bit since then, but it was, okay, you need to read at least an hour a week. We'll do like 20 minutes, three days a week, like, that's all you gotta do. And he does good at our house because we remind him to read. But, like, and we told the boy's mom about it too. We're like, hey, we want to do this with Alex so you can try to earn this. And she's like, oh yeah, absolutely, I'm all for it. And we're like, okay, cool. And then so, like, the first week that they went over to her place, he just didn't do it. And then he tried going on the excuse of, oh, well, mommy didn't remind me. And it's like, okay, well, mom's job to remind you. It's not our job to remind you. You need to be remembering to do it because it's for something that you're trying to earn. So we gave him a pass on that week for it. So we're like, okay, we'll give you another try. So this was about like, what, 3 weeks ago, I think. So yeah, back to our house. He did his week reading. And then, of course, last week, he was back with his mom. And we sent him with a couple of books from our house, like books that my mom got him for Christmas. So we're like, okay, well, we're sending you with these books because we had to keep his library book here because we had to renew it. So we sent him with those books instead. And like I said, they went up to the Thousand Islands and stuff like that. And they did have a crazy week, but, that's not an excuse. Like, there was plenty of time, especially, like, in their car trips and stuff like that, where he could have easily read. Or, like, downtime at the lake or something. Like, there's plenty of downtime to read for an hour of your week. And so, my boyfriend picks him up, and he asked the boy's mom, like, oh, did Alex do his reading? And she's like, oh, yeah, of course he did, blah, blah. And then, so when we're like, oh, okay, good, okay. And then get in the car, and as they were driving home, my boyfriend was asking Alex how far he got in the books, because, like, the books they took with him were graphic novels, so in reality, if he was reading, he should have been able to finish both of them, no problem. And apparently he wasn't getting, like, he couldn't think of a good answer for it. And so we're like, my boyfriend's like, so did you actually read? And he goes, no, but mommy told me to tell you that I did. I'm like, are you kidding me right now? Like, we have been trying to knock this, like, we've been having lying problems with Drake lately. Like, for some reason, Drake is afraid to poop. Like, that's a whole nother story too. But yeah, like, yeah, so we've been having trouble with the boys lying, and we've been trying to curb that because, that's not a habit you want to get started. Like, and I flat out told the boys, I'm like, do you know what happened when I lied to my mom? And they're like, what? I'm like, I never got away with it. That's what happened. Like, parents know when kids are lying. Like, it's a superpower. Like, I still can't figure out how my mom knew, but she knew. Always knew. So, yeah. So we're trying to curb the lying right now. And like I said, Drake was the worst with it because he would lie about getting poops out at school just so we wouldn't make him do it when he got home. Because for some reason, he's, like, terrified to poop. I don't know. I don't get it. It's been a crazy ride with him, that's for sure. So, yeah. So, just yeah. I mean, it's not over something, like, overly huge, but still, like, he didn't do the thing that he needed to earn this. I don't care if you're on vacation or not, because when I'm on vacation, I still get time to read. And guess what? I still read. Like, it's not that hard to pick time out of your day to read a book, especially, like, an hour. Like, yeah. But yeah. Okay. Trying to find these little pluses. So yeah, that was the fun stuff of yesterday. So, long story short, Alex is not going to get Fortnite Crew this month. He can try again next month. But of course, now his reading is going up because when we were having, I can't remember if we were having dinner or it was just when we stopped to visit my mom when I got my hair cut, one or the other. But my mom was telling my boyfriend about how we used to have a family reading time. So every night about a certain time, like about an hour before bedtime, the whole entire family, me, my mom, my brother, and my dad, all of us would get a book, we'd sit down, and we would read for half an hour. And so she was telling us about that because, Mom, she's so funny. She's like, I take credit for you liking writing so much because I made you read so much as a kid. And I'm like, yeah, you can definitely take that credit. It's totally okay. I am a bookworm and I will blame my mom happily. But yeah, so but yeah, my boyfriend really liked that idea. So we started doing that this week. So we started it last night and we did it again tonight. Last night it was good. We had no problems with it. The only problem is that Drake is still learning to read. He's only like he just moving up into first grade right now. So he's still just learning to read a bit. So last night we had him like trying to read some of the pages, like some of the words and stuff like that. And then he would have been picked like 'twas the night before Christmas for a book to read, and it's like, dude, that's gonna have a lot of hard words in it for you. So here, go ahead and just look at the pictures on this one. But tonight, instead of having him read, for Christmas, my mom got him a dot to dot animal book. And so we had him doing that instead because it does like numbers and ABCs. So we figured that would be good for him. And so he did that at the table, and then the three of us sat on the couch and read our books. And, towards the end of it, Alex was starting to get a little restless, and we had to like keep telling him, hey, keep reading. Hey, stop goofing off. Don't do that with your book. Like, just random stuff. So, we had to kind of keep him on track a little bit towards the end, but day 2 went pretty well, was pretty flawless. Although I hate when this happens because like you just feel so stressed. But like the evening was just so crammed tonight because we ate dinner late. So basically my boyfriend had to work today, of course, and he was working from home. And so he finished work, and then the boys wanted to play Minecraft. So after work was over, he played Minecraft with the boys for a little bit. And then once they were done there, had to run to the grocery store and then cook dinner. And so by the time all of that was done, it was like, I want to say like, it was just about 7:30 because I had gotten the notification for Bev's Live at that point, which I unfortunately had to miss because our night was just crazy. So finished dinner about 7:30, and then rushing around because, or no, not finished. We finished dinner. Brain is failing. So I think we finished dinner around 7, and then 7:30 is when we started reading time. So yeah, so we finished dinner about 7ish, and then my boyfriend, we got the neighbors next door. They had a bunch of air conditioners that they don't need anymore because they moved into a house with central air. So they lent us one of their air conditioners, so we put that up in the boys' room tonight after dinner. So that's all set to go, so that way they have an air conditioner in their room finally, and it gets really hot in there, so it's good. And then I had like 5 seconds to rest, but not really because I had to log into my game. So lately I have been playing Genshin Impact, which is a free to play online game. And when I started it a while ago, and then I got out of it because I got frustrated with like the grind, and then I went back to it just a couple days ago. And then when you don't play for over 2 weeks, I think it is, they do this like stellar reunion thing where they give you a bunch of like objects, like a bunch of items in the game. And this game is very centered on microtransactions, so you kind of have to wish on banners to get characters, and you have to get lucky to get the characters. So they have an in-game currency that you earn like anytime you do achievements. Brain just failed me. Achievements, stuff like that, and yeah, quests and stuff. Like they'll give you this primo gem, which is the currency. But when you do the stellar reunion, when you come back, they give you like 100 primo gems a day for like, I think it's like up to like 400 in all. So it's like 4 different days you can earn 100 primo gems. So I had to log in tonight to take care of that. Sorry, trying to decide what color. next. Trying to make it easier for my little hand here. We'll go with this one. So, there we go. Yeah, let's see where we are. Time. Oh, wow. That went quick. So yeah, I had to log in and claim that reward so I don't miss out on the Primo Gem drop tomorrow, because tonight wasn't a Primo Gem drop because it was my 4th or 5th day back or whatever. So yeah, had to deal with, I dealt with that because I wasn't sure how much time I would have after everything was done, because, you know, I had to film my WIP and chat, and then, you know, I had other things I wanted to do. I want to get this finished, and then once I get this finished, I want to get my little snack size one started, like, or kitted up, because I have decided I'm waiting on a second container. So I ordered myself another set of the Elizabeth Ward containers, and I'm waiting for that to show up. It's estimated either tomorrow or, like, between tomorrow and the 30th. So, I've kind of, like, you know, I tried slowing down on this one a little bit, and I did get myself to the point to at least have it in 2 WIP and chats, but clearly, like, after I got my new tray, my new wax, I couldn't stop myself. So I'm thinking I'm probably going to do that little snack size one, and then, of course, Wishing for You did win the poll on my next kit. So once I get that second container in, then I will kit that up and get it ready to go, because that has 62 or 63 colors in it, and my Elizabeth Wards only hold like 42, and I was not about to deal with like that many Tic Tac containers on the side of my Elizabeth Ward containers. So yeah, that's the plan right now. So yeah, I want to get this finished, get that little snack size kitted up. So that's all ready to go. I might start it tonight. I don't know. I might just jump into my game tonight. We'll see what happens after I'm done with all this. We'll see. We'll see if I just cave, you know. So yeah. Oh, so earlier was funny. So we always eat meals with or without the boys. We always eat meals together in this house. Like, whether, like, on weeks the boys are here, we all sit down at the table and eat like a family. And the weeks that the boys aren't here, my boyfriend and I sit down on the couch with tray tables and watch TV show together. So we're always eating together in this house. And so today we were finishing up lunch. And, you know, the boys have their routine after mealtime is done. You clean up your spot. I had another funny story after this one, actually, now that I think about it. So first they clean up their spot, and then they go into the bathroom, and then they wash their face and their hands, you know. And then Drake is supposed to go to the bathroom after that. They try to get a poop out, because, as I said, we have problems with that. So tonight, or I think it was lunch today, Drake had left the light on in the bathroom and we could see it, because the way our house is set up, we have one full bathroom and a half bath. The half bath is downstairs just off the kitchen, so we could see the light from the kitchen table. So we saw the light was still on. And so my boyfriend goes, "Hey Drake, you forgot to do something in the bathroom." And then Drake's like, he just stops and he's just like staring for a second. And then he goes, and I don't know what he said. He just like lifted up his hands. He's like, "Oh yeah, I forgot to do this." And my boyfriend's like, "Well, no, that's not what you forgot. Go in the bathroom and see if you can figure it out." And so he goes in there, and we're just like waiting. And Alex goes, "What do you forget to do?" I'm like, "You forgot to turn the light off, but don't say anything. I want to see how long this takes." I swear, guys, like probably a good 2 minutes went by before the light shut off. It was so funny. And then my other story. So, we started when I first moved in, the boys weren't cleaning up after themselves yet. And so after I moved in, my boyfriend started like kind of initiating that. And so we're getting them used to that and stuff like that. And then so it was one day Drake had cleaned up everything but left his napkin behind. And I'm still sitting at the table because I eat slow. And I'm like, "Hey Drake." He's like, "Yeah." I'm like, you forgot to clean up your napkin." And he goes, it's okay, you'll just clean it up for me. And I just go, excuse me? I'm like, no, 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 I am not your maid. So I told him, like, no, you come out and you clean up this napkin right now. Like, I was not amused that day. Just the audacity of it, like, oh, you'll just do it for me. Like, no, 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 absolutely not. But yeah, that's that little anecdote there. But yeah, so that's how my week was kind of busy and not at the same time yesterday, because I did even though like not a lot actually happened, I got my meeting with my college advisor set up, I got my job all set up, I got my start date ready to go. I mean, I do have to go in for like the physical testing that they like, because I have to get like make sure I'm not like a tuberculosis carrier or whatever, a PPD test done, and then I also have to do like a drug test, same old stuff with starting a new job. So yeah, so this past week was kind of quiet, but next week is going to be crazy. So on August 1st, Sunday, my boyfriend and I are celebrating our 1-year anniversary together, which is super exciting. I'm looking so forward to that. But since we do have the boys on Sunday, we just, like, my boyfriend took Monday off of work, and we decided to, like, have an entire day where we're just gonna do, like, we're gonna play games together, whether it be board games, video games, what have you. We're just gonna do stuff, just the two of us together, which it's gonna be so nice to do. So that's our plan for our anniversary. And then at the end of the week, on Saturday, August 7th, it's my birthday. So yeah, me and my boyfriend started dating. It was funny last year. So we got together, and he's like, oh crap, your birthday's like in a few days. And I'm like, yeah. I'm like, you don't need to worry about getting me anything because we just started dating. But he's like, he's like, oh, okay. Like, because his birthday is also like a month after mine, month and a couple days. His is on September 9th, I believe. If I get that wrong, my bad. I got too many birthdays around that little block of September. So his birthday is just a month and a few days after mine. And so we both agreed last year that we wouldn't exchange gifts with each other. Let me tell you, you can see my face right now. We totally did not listen to that. Both of us didn't, just for the record. So, last year for my birthday, like, I didn't do anything on my actual birthday itself, but my friend Cassie's mom, because me and our birthdays, she's another one in that little block of September there, our birthdays are so close together that her mom liked to threw us a combined birthday party for our 30th. Yeah. We are such nerds, because for our Dirty 30, we had a Kingdom Hearts birthday party. But it was the coolest birthday party ever. Just saying. But yeah, we did this in the past, like for our Sweet 16s. Her mom threw together. Well, my mom also helped throw it together a little too. But they gave us a Pirates birthday party. And like, part of the reason that we did it that way is because on my actual birthday at the time, I spent my time out in Connecticut at my dad's house. So I couldn't celebrate around my birthday with my friends because of the fact that, I was 6 hours away from them all. So Cassie and her mom were like so awesome, allowing me to jump in on that birthday party with them. So for my Sweet 16. And like, I always, like, that was just, I still appreciate that. And then I wasn't expecting it to happen again, but then I got the text from Cassie saying, oh, Mom wants to throw us a 30th birthday. I'm like, oh, okay, cool. So, works out. And, do I have it near me? It's somewhere over here. I'm not sure where it went, though. I have a picture from it. And it's just the funniest thing ever. Hold on, give me a second. I'm gonna see if I can try to find that real quick. I don't know. If I find it, I will pull it out from my next WIP and chat, but our group of friends literally has one picture of all of us together, and it was a picture from Cassie's wedding, which I was dating my ex-boyfriend at the time. I'm still giggling about this, I'm sorry, it was just so funny. So, Cassie's mom, who I call Mummy, there's a whole story behind that one too, but Cassie's mom handed me like the goodies and stuff like that, and I'm like checking out the picture, and she's just staring me down, and I'm like, okay. So I'm looking and looking, and then I realize, so I'm standing up like this and with my hands on his shoulders, but what I was actually holding onto in the picture was, for those who've played Kingdom Hearts, the main character Sora, his anti-form, the shadow one. She had replaced him with this blackened shadow form. I just about died laughing. Like, I'm still laughing about it. Like, it was the best thing ever. Oh my god. It was, because literally, only picture ever in existence of all of me and my friends together, and literally my ex is in there too, and like it was like, oh crap, well we can't just leave him in the picture because, you know, bad blood there, because that relationship did not end on good terms, I will say that much. I have not spoken to him since I got the rest of my stuff out of his house. But yeah, it was just, it was great. It was a perfect pick-me-up and stuff like that. But yeah, I just about died laughing when I saw that. It was just fantastic, and just made it all so much better. But anyways, I digress. What was I? Oh yeah, I was talking, digress really far. So yeah, since I had that birthday party later in September, my boyfriend did end up buying me a birthday present, which was this amazing coffee thermos that has all 4 Hogwarts houses, and like the artwork on it is just absolutely beautiful. So I'm like so in love with it. Like, I use it whenever I go out anywhere. It keeps my coffee so warm. It's amazing. And it's got like one of those nice ceiling lids. I feel like it's from like one of the very popular thermos brands, but I can't remember what it is off the top of my head. I know it's not Yeti, but it's another one of those. And then what I ended up doing, he loves Diva from Overwatch, so I grabbed a couple customs with the Diva bunny, and I made those I did 2 paintings for him. They're a small little tiny, like 15 by 15s, I think, or something like that. It wasn't a very detailed image, so it was pretty okay. It was pretty easy to do. And yes, I know licensing, like I know better now. I learned over time. When I first started out, I didn't think about licensing in the way that we should be. So yeah, I am more careful nowadays, just so everyone's aware. But yeah, so I did those for him, and they're currently hanging above his computer, and he absolutely loves them. So yeah, we already broke the no birthday present rule, and then he broke a second one this year because I really wanted a painting from Dreamer Designs, but I was like, I shouldn't, because I'm like, you know, this was back when I was still being nervous and stuff like that, because I was like, oh my god, I have no money, I'm not gonna make it. I was fine. Like, I freak out. I overly freak out for no reason at all. It's the anxiety. But, so I was like, yeah, you can get me this painting, but I don't want anything else, nothing else. And then, of course, you know, he goes, and like, not a little bit ago, he just goes, so, I'm not giving you anything for your birthday. I'm like, okay, I'm not gonna fight you on it, honestly. Sorry, I had to take a drink there. So, he's got something that's coming. He's been watching the tracking on it as closely as I've been watching my tracking stuff. So yeah, looking forward to that. And of course, you know, with an anniversary coming up, feel like I should tell the how we met story. Because who doesn't love a good how you met story? Reasons why I didn't like online dating, because I like having a fun story for the how you met story. Because, you know, it just makes it a lot more fun to tell, you know, instead of like, oh yeah, I just met him online. Which, of course, nothing wrong with that at all. Nothing wrong with that. It's just not my preference of meeting someone. So, we actually met when ironically, we met when we were working together at the hospital that I'm going back to work at here next month. So I worked at a couple of the local hospitals, and then, so I worked at one hospital, and then the company went through a merger. And then they shipped all of us out to like an off-hospital lab through a different health system, because we had one health system and the other one merged together, and then they put us out in the other health system's lab. And so, you know, I was very unhappy in the new lab space. Like, at the time, like, I was working 6 p.m. to 2:30 a.m. And after I got my car and my license and everything, I was like, okay, awesome. Now I can change my shifts and actually, you know, spend time with who we now refer to as he who must not be named. Or the person who's dead to people, you know. My ex, of course. So, yeah, I was like, okay, I want to switch to a day shift schedule. And, like, I tried doing it at my current company. So I was like, I reached out to my supervisor and I'm like, hey, I was just wondering if it's like, do you have any day shift positions open that you would, like, I could come into or anything like that? And she's like, no, we don't have anything like that right now. I'm like, okay, whatever. I'm done then. So I went and applied at the new lab. And then, of course, you know, got hired in an instant because, you know, who wouldn't want to take somebody with, like, 2 years specimen processing experience under her belt already? And so I got hired at the new lab, and then, you know, of course, I put in my 2 weeks and everything like that. And then my boss at the time, that, like, literally on my last day of work there, like, she sent an email out being like, oh, well, thank you so much to this person for being so gracious to switch shifts and come to days and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, are you kidding me right now? Like, I literally offered, but, you know, because I was one of the people that they were forced with coming from the other hospital, they severely mistreated us. I'm not gonna lie. Like, we weren't the people that they hired, so therefore they thought, they basically, like, edged us out one by one, like, very slowly, down to my friend Erica being the final person there, and then they found a reason to get rid of her too, which I still think is complete BS, but it's okay. She's much happier at her new job now, which I'm very thankful for because I did help her get the new job. But yeah, it's just like, I don't know, like, I hate how they treated us there. But anyways, so came to the new hospital, and then that's where my boyfriend worked there. Of course, at the time, he was married. I was with my boyfriend, so it was one of those things where, you know, we just became friends. Like, that's all it was. So during the time I worked there, like, the hospital that I worked at, they had a weekend rotation for full-timers, so you had to work one weekend a month. And then, when you first start, they put you right on the overnights to work, and then you kind of get put on a list, and then as people get moved around and more people come into the lab and stuff like that, you kind of work your way up. So I was on overnights for a few months until they finally scooted me on. Well, the way that worked for me, unfortunately, was that in order for me to get off the nights, I had to work every other Saturday on days. So that got tiring after a while. But, I mean, it's whatever now. So, and my boyfriend, he always, like, signed up for, like, extra overnight shifts and stuff like that. So I was always so thankful for it because, you know, we would just talk video games all night and it would actually keep me awake. Like, the weekends that he wasn't working was really difficult because I was like, okay, I don't have anybody to just keep me awake now. I'm trying. Although my first overnight I worked there, one of my coworkers, Nadia, she gave us chocolate covered espresso beans. That kept me going a long time that night. I was very hopped up with sugar or with chocolate and caffeine that night. So yeah, after I left and went to the company that I worked for previously that I recently just left, once I left, like me and him didn't actually talk at all until like end of July in 2020, so like right before we started dating. He added me, like the Facebook algorithm had us listed as suggested friends and whatnot, so he added me to Facebook. And so like I happened to be looking at my phone at the time. I was like, oh, hey, I know him. So I clicked the accept button, and I responded like instantly, which caused him to message me and be like, wow, that was fast. I was like, yeah, I was looking at my phone because that night was a raid night for World of Warcraft because I used to be on the raid team. And so, we were on a downtime waiting to start, or either waiting to start or waiting for a break to end or something like that. So I was like, yeah, I was scrolling through Facebook at that moment. We're kind of like on a downtime for a raid, and so like we got talking a little bit, and he told me about how his situation changed, and I was like, oh yeah, I'm back living with my mom because me and Jerkface broke up and stuff like that. And then excuse me. And so yeah, he suggested that I watch Letterkenny, which for those who haven't watched it, it is a fantastic show. I mean, it's not going to be everybody's cup of tea, I will definitely say that. It took me quite a few episodes to actually get into it because I sat there watching it and I'm like, why am I watching this again? I don't understand. And then I found myself just laughing at the stupidest jokes. I'm like, oh, okay. So yeah, this is pretty good. So yeah, he suggested that I should watch Letterkenny because it was great. And so, excuse me. So that night, I think it was, I booted up Hulu and checked it out. And then like the next day I was messaging him. I was like, oh yeah, I've been watching it and I'm already on like season 2. They weren't quite, like the episodes are pretty short. And so from there he's like, oh, do you want to come over and watch it with, like, we can plan a day. I can see if my parents can take the boys and you can come over and watch it together. And I was like, oh yeah, sure, absolutely. So he did get the coverage for the boys because at the time the boys' mom wasn't in her place yet, so she couldn't exactly take them yet. So he was basically, with the boys straight on through until like September. That's when she got her place. Excuse me. So yeah, his parents took the boys for an overnight, and then it was about like, I think 8 o'clock that we planned it. So then I came over and then, hung out, watched Letterkenny, and, rest is history. Yeah. To this day, I will say I'm very thankful for the Facebook algorithm for bringing us back together because, honestly, I never imagined I could be as happy as I am with a person. So, yeah. I'm very excited to be celebrating our first anniversary, although it feels like we've been together for a lot longer than that because, in reality, we moved in together relatively quick. So, why do words just keep falling out of my head? Yeah, we moved in relatively quick. So we've been living together for majority of the time that we've been dating. So I think part of that is what feels like it's been longer. Plus, with COVID and all that stuff, we were both working remotely and stuff for that entire time. So, yeah. We spent a lot of time together, and we still want to spend more time together, actually. That's one thing I'm slightly dreading about school, is the fact that I'm not going to be able to spend as much time with him, but it's okay, because it's going to be better for both of us in the end. And hopefully I can manage to get myself staying on a full remote job, so that way we don't have to worry about daycare ever, because that will make things so much easier. So yeah, that's how me and my boyfriend met. It's funny too, because everybody's like, oh, work romance? It's like, well, I guess, kind of. Although when we were working together, we didn't really look at each other that way, because, you know, we both were in other relationships. He talked about his wife and kids all the time, so... And showed me pictures of puppies, because he wanted to get a corgi. Maybe someday. Well, it's gonna have to wait until after Pippa's gone, because I will never do that to her again. Oh my goodness, that poor cat. I think I traumatized her with the husky. I'm not gonna lie. But she's at least doing better with it. She's calmed down a little bit. Now she has to deal with Jonesy jumping at her. Okay, let's see. Holy crap, it's been an hour already. Holy crap, that went quick. Okay. Okay, wow. And here I thought I wasn't going to have enough to talk about, and here we are. Like, I went ridiculous over time. So, I will have links to all the stuff that I was using below, to Patty Wax, to Monarch Designs, as well as JH Envision Labs. And then, of course, you know, the final picture will be posted on Instagram once I get this finished tonight. And then I will work on getting a post review put together. I know, like, these are older paintings, and I'm sure millions of people have done post reviews, but it's always good to get everybody's honest opinion, right? Right. Also, down the links below, you will see that I do have a Buy Me a Coffee. For those who may not know, that is kind of an additional way to support the channel if you would like to. Of course, I don't expect anything from anyone. It's just there just in case someone wants to. Also, I recently, last week, became a Diamond Art Club affiliate. Yay! So, down below you will see my Diamond Art Club affiliate link. If you are a new to diamond painting, you want to try out Diamond Art Club, I of course will always rave about their paintings, because I've done, I think I counted earlier, I think I've done like 6 or 7 of their paintings. No, 6 so far. This is going to be number 7, and then my snack size I'm going to start is going to be number 8. But I've done almost 8 Diamond Art Clubs in this year alone. So I will always stand by Diamond Art Club's canvases, their drills. Like, I'm always so pleased with the product. So yeah, if you are interested in that, you can go ahead and hit that link below, and it'll bring you right on over to the Diamond Art Club website. Be mindful though, well, not mindful, but just so you're aware, words are hard. If you do use that link, I may make a small commission off of it. So if you don't want to do that, then you can always just go over to the Diamond Art Club website. It's diamondartclub.com, plain and simple. So yeah, that is all for this WIP and Chat. Keep your eyes peeled for my small business, I guess I'm going to call it a small business haul, because it's not like, I mean, they're all popular companies, so I mean, everybody knows who they are. So yeah, I'm going to do a small business haul once I get my next, either just going to wait for the 1 more, or I'm going to wait for 2 more, depending. One of my packages did get delayed, and it depends on how long that's going to get delayed. That one might end up in a video on its own. Don't know yet. We'll see. All depends on timing. But yeah, so just keep your eyes out for that. Keep your eyes out for a post review. And then, of course, I will see you guys on Wednesday for the next WIP and Chat. Make sure, if you like this video, hit that like button. If you aren't subscribed to the channel and you stayed this long, definitely hit that subscribe button, and then hit that little bell to be notified anytime I put up a video. And I mean, I'm already so overjoyed with how much my subscribers did jump up. I am almost to 50 right now, and that is super exciting. So once I get to 100 subscribers, might be a giveaway. We'll see. So Yeah, make sure you do all the things if you enjoyed the video, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Bye.